And now, MTA International brings you the world news.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, dear viewers. Welcome to the site of Rehman Mosque in Silver Spring, Maryland, USA for a special MTA News live report. We are at the site of the 51st annual Majlis Khuddamul Ahmadiyya USA Ijtima. We've prepared a short video for you to get a better understanding of the work the Khuddam do right here in America.
Majlis Khuddamul Ahmadiyya USA is the youth organization of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community for members aged between 15 up to 40. They form the backbone of the Jamaat, working tirelessly throughout the year to increase their spirituality and to serve mankind.
The simple definition of a khadim is a servant. This is the definition that has been put in place by the second Khalifa when he said the auxiliary Majlis Khuddamul Ahmadiyya. Majlis Khuddamul Ahmadiyya is the auxiliary that is supposed to serve the Jamaat and be the backbone of the Jamaat.
As one of the oldest established Muslim organizations in the United States of America, our membership work actively in their communities around the country to present the true image of Islam. MKA USA organizes a range of activities to increase religious knowledge, strengthen bonds of brotherhood, and to fulfill the rights of God and God's creation.
It allows you to enhance yourself. And then the intent behind it is also very important. You want to serve for one reason alone, especially in this Jamaat, to serve humanity and to serve in general for the sake of Allah.
Amid political turmoil, the government was forced to shut down in the winter for a record period of time. At this moment of need, Khuddam volunteers stepped forward to serve their nation by assisting in the cleanup of national parks and public areas. These efforts attracted nationwide press coverage as once again our Ahmadi Muslim youth led by example.
Khuddam Ahmadiyya, Khuddam Ahmadiyya, Khuddam Ahmadiyya, Khuddam Ahmadiyya.
The highlight of this last year was the blessed tour of our beloved Khalifa, may Allah be his helper, in October 2018.
And I'll go to the recent trip that Hazur made to the United States. He wanted us to build this mosque and then let us use the mosque as a conduit to serve humanity, to serve the neighbors, to make sure that we wipe their tears if they are crying. If they need a shoulder to cry on, we should provide them with that shoulder to cry on. So our mosques and our religious places should serve as a beacon of light and a beacon of serving humanity.
Khuddam from all over America stepped forward to assist in this historic event. Having witnessed those unique scenes, we once again congregate at the Baitur Rehman Mosque, close to the nation's capital, for the 2019 MKA USA National Ijtima.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back, dear viewers. We are joined by Dr. Madil Abdullah, the president of Majlis Khuddamul Ahmadiyya USA, and Hibbi Iqbal, Nazme Ala of the Ijtima here, overall in charge of the Ijtima site. Assalamu alaikum, gentlemen. Now, Sadr Saab, what is the importance of having Ijtimas for Khuddam?
So the importance of Ijtima is it's a time for our youth, our Khuddam and Atfal, to get together and to build their spirituality and really learn from each other. There's competitions that are held, religious competitions, sports competitions. So the Holy Quran talks about vying with one another in good deeds. So the purpose of the Ijtima is to get together, compete with one another, build their spirituality.
Excellent. And how many people came together at this Ijtima?
So by the grace of Allah, we had 1,820 members total that attended this Ijtima.
MashaAllah, excellent. And Hibbi Saab, Nazmi Allah Sahib, what went into the selection process of choosing Baitur Rehman as the venue?
Ji, Assalamu alaikum. So we wanted to return back to our core, our fundamentals of worship and spirituality. The past few years we've offered these ijtimat in different locations on the West Coast with beautiful scenery, so we wanted to return back to our core as our beloved Hazur has instructed us. And in doing so, we wanted to find a location where we can accommodate a good number of Khuddam and Atfal, as we were expecting a bigger turnout. And we wanted a place that can have the different site and facilities that that an Ijtima goes into, which includes sports and talim and various other activities. So we went to Baitur Rehman, and Baitur Rehman, being so close to being our markaz, was the best option for us.
Now, Sadr Saab, you were elected as Sadr when Hazur was doing a blessed visit here last year in America. And during that time you've met with Hazur. Since then you've corresponded with Hazur. Now, what guidance has Hazur given regarding the Ijtima?
On November 3rd, 2018, behind us in Baitur Rehman, I was blessed to meet our beloved Khalifa, and Hazur specifically gave instructions on how to hold the Ijtima. Hazur told us to move away from the outdoors Ijtima and really focus about 70 to 80% of our Ijtima should be Talim and Tarbiyat related. So we tried to move towards that, and we tried to follow the instructions as closely as we could of our beloved Khalifa.
Now, Nazim Allah Saab, knowing all that, what work went into making this Ijtima, the success that it was?
Well, a lot of work went into it, because logistically speaking, to accommodate the number of Khuddam and Atfal that would come in and sleep on site and transport, so a lot of teams were activated. We had over 300 volunteers serving in 10 different nizamats, and they did a whole host of activities, including the dining area, the Zafat area, which is one of our bigger challenges in order to feed so many Khuddam and Atfal. So we had to put very strong teams in place well in advance so they can sort of build up, get their teams prepared, get their teams ready in order to accommodate the numbers of people that we were looking at. And still, we had to consistently modify our programs and our plans as we saw the attendance growing and some of the other challenges with the weather that we couldn't control. So a lot of stuff went into it, but alhamdulillah, with a lot of hard work and prayers, we were able to get through.
Excellent. Jazakallah, gentlemen, for hosting an incredible Ijtima. Now, after all that talk, let's see what happened over the past 3 days. We've prepared a short highlights reel, and we'll be back after this brief video.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
हम अहद निभाएंगे जो अल्लाह से बांधा हाजिर है हर एक बोझ उठाने को ये कांधा हम अहद निभाएंगे जो अल्लाह से बांधा हाजिर है हर एक बोझ उठाने को ये कांधा.
So as you probably know, this Ijtima is being held this year. 2019 Ijtima is being held in the headquarters for the U.S. Jamaat, which is in Silver Spring, Maryland. I myself am from the Los Angeles Majlis, which is in California on the west side. So I had to take about a 5.5-hour flight, followed by an hour drive on both ends, an hour to the airport. Then you're there, an hour before, and then you fly 5.5 hours, then you land, you get picked up an hour later. So entire half-day commute just to get to the Ijtima. But alhamdulillah, I'm glad to have been here and wouldn't have missed it for the world.
This Ijtima has been at the masjid, and I'll be honest, I was initially kind of skeptical that, how are we going to do our Ijtima with, whatever sports and all our activities at Baitur Rehman Mosque. But I have to say I'm pleasantly surprised. I see a lot of people I haven't seen in years, and we're connecting, and there's a very strong sense of brotherhood and unity right now. And this is something that we weren't able to do in the other Ijtimas.
I think no matter where the Ijtima is going to be, it could be, DC, it could be in LA, we'll find our way there, and we'll find a way to enjoy it. So, mashallah, we're happy to have it here and, participate here.
This venue, it was more connected to prayer. It was more connected to each other. Last time with, and the venue, and they did a very nice job with setting up this venue. It's as if it's like a mini Jalsa.
Expecting to get more spiritual knowledge, because I believe one of the things that make us have annual Ijtima is for us to be able to come together as a brotherhood, and at the same time to be able to elevate our faith
The beauty of Ijtima, I think, more than anything else, is that it helps you develop a sense of identity and a sense of confidence. I can honestly say it's helped prevent depression, because I always had a brotherhood to rely on and to know I could count on. It's given me a sense of security, because I've had a family of Khuddam around the country that I knew cared for me and were praying for me.
The purpose of Ijtima is really in the name. It's to come together. And it's not just about people being in the same place at the same time, because there are all sorts of meetings and gatherings and conventions around the world. The purpose of Ijtima is to come together with the same purpose, which is to increase our faith, our spirituality, our brotherhood, our knowledge, to compete against one another, because a Muslim sharpens another Muslim. Really that's been my experience throughout the time I've been coming to Ijtima.
The purpose of Ijtima is for the big gathering and tarbiyat of Khuddam, to learn from each other, offer our prayers, 5 times daily prayer, and including tahajjud, namaz tahajjud.
Well, I mean, what's great about National Ijtima is all the real world skills you're going to need, you learn here. You learn memorizing complex things in the real world, you learn memorizing the Quran at the Ijtima. You learn the importance of speaking on complex issues in the real world, you have speech competitions here. You learn the art of communication for the real world, you have English poetry competitions here, Urdu poetry competitions here. And so there's a real correlation, a utility to what we do at Ijtima that translates to the real world.
There's also the content that you get, like for example at this Ijtima, we've had some phenomenal speakers talk about different ways that they've handled situations that you may not have experienced in your life yet. Like I haven't experienced some of those, and I know that now how I should deal with it, or how others have dealt with certain situations, which could probably benefit my life when, God forbid, if I ever run into those issues as well.
It's important to take the time out and attend Ijtima, because if we don't make time for these events, we're subject to falling into worldly traps. The Ijtima is a place where it feels like a very spiritual environment. I'm around brothers, I'm learning from them. So for me, I always go back better than I came.
We are, the whole pretense in a short sentence is love for all, hatred for none. And we don't only preach it, but we live it.
I just feel like the energy here is different. It's a great vibe. You know, I'm just loving the energy here. Everybody's so friendly, so nice. The events you guys have are really great. The food has been amazing. 10 out of 10. This is one of a kind.
है अहद बैत अपना हमें जान से प्यारा जो इससे फिरे उसके मुकद्दर में खसारा जो इससे फिरे उसके मुकद्दर में खसारा.
And welcome back, dear viewers. We hope you enjoyed that highlight reel. We are now joined with Intisar Malhi, who is the Muhtamim of Atfal, and Naji Chaudhary, who is the Ijtima secretary. So, assalamu alaikum, gentlemen.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Now, Muhtamim Saab, what went into preparing this Atfal Ijtima for its return to Baitur Rehman?
We've not been done an Ijtima at Baitur Rehman for a few years now, but with our size growing and participation growing, it's only natural that we come back to our markaz, which is the largest facility that we have. And some of the highlights of this year's programs included an Atfal fair, which is a carnival-like atmosphere for Atfal, where they participate in archery and other games. And then, especially for this year, one of the premier event was the session of the Amir Saab, who is also the representative of Hazur to this Khuddam Ijtima. And Atfal had the chance to ask questions to him directly, so that was one of the highlights as well.
Jazakallah. And Naji Saab, what went into creating the program for this year's Ijtima, and what was the theme as well?
So as per the instructions of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih when he was here, we wanted to focus 80% of the Ijtima on Talim and Tarbiyat. And so for that reason, we wanted to ensure that all of the program catered to the wide variety of Khuddam and Atfal that attended the Ijtima. So for that reason, we had programs that catered to the youth, such as our MKA Underground, and as well as the MKA TED Talks. And then we had other faith-inspiring sessions, such as the When Allah Answered Me session led by Ijtema. So I think the wide variety of programming helped us cater to the wide variety of Khuddam from across the country who came for Ijtima.
Okay, great. And Muhtaram Sahab, just briefly, as the Atfal go back home, what do you hope to take away from the Ijtima?
Well, obviously, the theme for this Ijtima, as advised by Khuddamul Masih, was the theme of Salat. So that is the premier message that we've been trying to reinforce throughout this Ijtima, through different sessions and programs, even through the competitions that were taking place. They had themes of Ijtima in the essays that they wrote and the speeches that they competed in. So that is the message that we want them to take with them. And in addition towards being in relationship with Khilafat as well. So one of the activities that we did here as a group, even though it's a large 400 plus group of Atfal, we had Atfal write letters to Hazur as one group. So that was another message that we should take home.
Jazakallah, gentlemen, for hosting a fantastic Ijtima. And to you, dear viewers, Jazakallah for tuning in. We hope to see you at the 52nd annual Majlis Khuddamul Ahmadiyya USA Ijtima, reporting from Silver Spring, Maryland, at the site of Baitur Rehman Mosque. Reporting for MTA News, I'm Salam Bhatti.
खुदा